How about like references? For example, like if you get a recommendation from a friend. I've had nothing more serious than like a facial or a laser treatment or something like that. I've never actually had to use products, but how would you know?
Even the lasers.
Right.
I mean, because lasers, there's a lot of type of lasers. What kind of lasers that you want? Do you want to take, your, what is it for?
If I have a sunspot, for example.
Exactly.
Right.
Or do you want to do it for you have to more clear skin? Or you want to have more brightening skin? I mean, there are types of lasers, and because the lasers penetrate a lot, I mean, they penetrate differently to your skin.
Right.
Hence, that's why you need to know what kind of lasers that you need to use, and to what skin, to what your skin
Everyone
area
has different skin types as well, right? Okay.
Yes.
So I guess going to a reputable clinic or a reputable doctor, and let's all remember that these are all still considered medical procedures. Hence, you literally have to go to, well, these are actual doctors. They've gone to school, they've gotten their diplomas for this to be an esthetician or not a beautician, rather a dermatologist.
Yes, I would prefer program, right? Correct. Yeah, okay. So I think it's better that way. And then if you for this particular case, it is the price is not cheap. It's not a reasonable price for what she's done.
So don't cut any corners.
That's right.
All right, there you go. All right, shocking stuff, but glad that is under control and in the hands of the police. Let's move on to other news from elsewhere in Indonesia, where access to the several tourist sites in Lebak Regency has been disrupted after a part of the Cipanas Warung Banten Road collapsed amid heavy rain.
And elsewhere in the province, a heavily pregnant woman from Pandeglang has been evacuated from a flood that hit the village.
The rescue was difficult due to the remote location and equipment failure.
Rescuers in Pandeglang, Banten have evacuated a heavily pregnant woman from her flood-besieged village. Sunday's operation to rescue the 34-year-old Arsia was complicated by the remote location of her place. In addition, the boat's engine failed, forcing officials to call up another to pull it. After braving the currents in pain, Arsia, her family, and the local midwife arrived at the rescue shelter. She was then rushed to the hospital where she gave birth to her third child.
Saat dievakuasi sama tim relawan gabungan, alhamdulillah banyak hal rintangan ya, karena banyak yang hujan juga, yang satunya diderek. Karena kami juga merasa khawatir terhadap istri saya dan bayinya. Alhamdulillah sampai ke rumah sakit ini penanganan baik.
In another part of the province, public works officials have started work to restore access to part of the Cipanas Warung Banten road, which collapsed last week. The collapse, some 50 meters deep, was triggered by days of heavy rain, cutting off access to several tourist sites in the Lebak Regency, including the Gunung Luhur and Kasepuhan Citorek. Two earth movers were deployed on Sunday to create a makeshift route.
Dari PUPR sudah menerjunkan dua alat berat untuk lokasi di sini di Cipanas Ciparai, di area Medesari, ini supaya untuk bisa segera menangani kondisi longsor dan dia berkoordinasi terus dengan kepala desa dan tentu dengan warga setempat termasuk dari kepolisian untuk bisa mengamankan jalur yang mengalami longsor ini.
While work is ongoing, smaller vehicles and two-wheelers are diverted to the route along Majasari village. Road works are also ongoing the Bayah Cibebe route leading to Sukabumi and Cipanas Ciparai road. See Today contributor reporting from Banten.
All right, folks, that concludes our local updates for this segment. We're up for another short break. When we return, Paul is set to bring us some sport updates. We have, not sad, but it's good to see that they're separating in a well manner. Lewis Hamilton with Mercedes.
That's right. A goodbye, but also a hello to Ferrari as he'll be joining his new team next year. Yes, the F1 season has just wrapped up in Abu Dhabi, and it's although it has already been decided where Verstappen took the championship, the Constructors' Championship was actually won by McLaren. First one since 1998. And if you are going to miss the F1 season, don't worry, race fans. The E-Pre-season has just begun, and Mitch Evans has taken the flag in Sao Paulo. We also have some football news coming where Arsenal fans may come away a little bit disappointed in their draw against Fulham. And in other football news as well, LA Galaxy, hey Caroline, you have reason to celebrate. They have won their 6th MLS Cup in their club history as well. We've also got some combat sports news from the Under-18 Gamma World MMA Championship 2024 that is set to take place here in Indonesia. And of course, it is Timnas Day. Yes, our national team is set to take to the field, where our first match is away to Myanmar. And we're going to bring you the latest updates in regards to their preparation for tonight's match. All that and more when we return here on the C Morning Show. Stay tuned. Your Monday morning sports update is coming up next.
Di sini saya pikir, wah ternyata kami bisa merasa nyaman dengan hunian tradisional itu yang tidak perlu AC.
Sebenarnya karena kita di negara tropis gitu ya, maka rumah ini pasti otomatis harus arsitekturnya juga tropis gitu ya.
Fungsi hunian itu bagi saya adalah tempat kita ingin kembali, di mana di dalam rumah itu kita merasakan nyaman, merasakan bahagia, mungkin dari sekarang hingga sampai kita tua nanti.
We have the latest global economy and business trends.
U.S. Federal Reserve on Thursday slashed interest rates by 25 basis points.
And astute analyses from experts on the current economic dynamics.
We see right here the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped to 159.
Tune in to See Today Business live at 12:30 p.m. every Monday to Thursday and at 1 p.m. on Fridays.
As the host of this year's summit, President of Brazil, President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, closed the Group of 20 or G20 summit on Tuesday and handed over the presidency to South Africa.
Depois da presidência sul-africana, todos os países do G20 terão exercido pelo menos uma vez a liderança do grupo. Será um momento propício para avaliar o papel que desempenhamos até agora e como devemos atuar daqui.
At first glance, we see their face like a cat and their body like a bear. We will get to know more about bearcat, or what we usually know as binturong.
Awal tertarik karena saya melihat bebeknya itu kok warnanya unik, lucu gitu. Kalau dilihat itu lucu banget gitu. Kalau boleh saya bilang itu unggas tercantik di dunia, Mas. Karena dia ketika mekar, bulunya cantik sekali.
Bintang tamu nggak boleh lebih telat daripada gua. Rekor telat gua nanti terpecahkan dong. Gimana sih lu? Kamu mendingan pulang daripada bapak udah ngomongin dulu. Emang performa lu sekarang kan lagi turun, Ki.
Saya di atas terus kok, Pak.
Performa? Apa sih yang ada di pikiran kamu? Kesana mulu. Ruangan saya masih berantakan, ada gembel 7 di dalam.
Bukannya mau Farigin katanya izin hari ini mau reuni mau tunggu. Katanya gembel semua.
Anak podcast sejati.
Good food, certainly good mood. For me, food is not just about taste, but also about the environment that influences it. Yep, in the middle of the noise and activities of Jakarta, I'm ready to dive into the ranks of street food. If you are a food lover who loves street food, you must be happy to hear that Jakarta is a mecca of street food.
Welcome back. You're still with us here on the C Morning Show. It is 20 to 7 in the a.m. and time for your first Monday morning sports update. We begin with some football news from the English Premier League, where Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta said it was a great thing that his side could score from a set piece again after they drew 1-1 at Fulham at the English Premier League on Sunday. Fresh off scoring not once but twice from corners in a 2-0 win over Manchester United on Wednesday, Arsenal grabbed another goal from the set piece when William Saliba tapped in from close range against Fulham on Sunday after Kai Havertz headed a corner across the face of goal. This earned Arsenal a 1-1 draw at Craven Cottage. Arsenal has scored 23 goals from corners since the start of the 23-24 season, more than any other team in Europe's top 5 leagues. Mikel Arteta has praised his players despite dropping points in the Fulham draw.
I think it's a great thing that we can again score from that. We can generate all the stuff. We generated all the chances, all the dominance. I mean, our team to play like this, you have to analyze everything that you dominate in every phase. And obviously, against that low block that they are there, you're going to generate set pieces, like you generate crosses, because inside is so difficult to attack. So, good.
Now, despite his positive comments, last year Mikel Arteta's side lost London derbies to both West Ham and Fulham and the title over the holiday period. And yesterday, the injury hit Gunners' defense, allowed an early Raul Jimenez strike, and then every clearance from an Arsenal corner was met by theatrical applause from the Fulham faithful. But the biggest cheer of the afternoon came in the 90th minute when Bukayo Saka's late header was ruled out by VAR to deny the Gunners a 5th straight win, which means Arsenal is now still 6 points behind leaders Liverpool after playing one more match. Fulham, who took 5 points off the Gunners last season, were excellent in this one. Marco Silva's side set a new club record of scoring in 14 successive top-flight matches and now are unbeaten in 9 consecutive London derbies. But to go from perennial challengers to champions, these are the type of matches that Arsenals need to win. And despite all of the second-half pressure, they lack variety and physicality in their attack outside their dead balls, while Anthony Robinson nullified Saka's goal. And the 2 points they closed in on Liverpool last week have potentially been given right back before Christmas. An early Christmas gift, perhaps, for Liverpool fans. And we got more football news this time coming out of the United States as the LA Galaxy beat the New York Red Bulls 2-1 to mark their record 6th MLS Cup championship on Saturday evening in Los Angeles. In just 1 year, a team that had seemed utterly adrift rediscovered its form to reassert itself as the most decorated club in league history. The LA Galaxy extended their record to 6 MLS Cup titles, widening the gap over DC United's 4. Meanwhile, New York Red Bulls remain one of the 3 original MLS franchises that have yet to claim the championship alongside FC Dallas and New England Revolution. This season was defined by the Galaxy's resurgence, a club that was once synonymous with international stars such as David Beckham, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Robbie Keane, and Javier Chicharito Hernandez charted a new course. By focusing on acquiring young talents rather than global icons, the team re-established themselves as a formidable contender and reclaimed their place atop Major League Soccer. Now, they may be celebrating now, but it was not an easy road to get there, as following their 1-0 victory of the Seattle Sounders in the Western Conference Finals, the LA Galaxy locker room was full of tears and silence. What was supposed to be a celebration of them making the finals instead turned somber after news that their star player, Riqui Puig, had suffered a torn ACL in his left knee and would not be able to play in the final. Saturday night, they honored their injured teammate by etching another chapter into the history books, playing in their 10th final in front of 26,812 cheering fans, ultimately beating the New York Red Bulls 2-1 in the MLS Cup final. Now, for the 3rd consecutive year, the MLS Cup final featured a Los Angeles-based team. After LAFC lifted the trophy in 2022, they lost the final to the Columbus Crew in 2023. And Saturday's final was the first appearance for the Galaxy since they defeated the New England Revolution 2-1 in extra time in 2014. All season long, the Galaxy dominated possession, drew opposing defenders to dribblers, and passed the ball with ease as they attacked the net in an offensive onslaught that saw them score a conference-high 69 goals this year. Against a team that had won 3 consecutive games on the road during the MLS Cup playoffs this year, all of which were clean sheets, the LA Galaxy tallied 2 more goals, extending their record for a playoff run with 18 in total. So once again, for the City of Angels, there'll be another parade for the City of Champions, as for a record-setting 6th time in their 29-year history, the LA Galaxy are champions of Major League Soccer. Hey, speaking of champions, let's move on to F1 racing now, as Lando Norris ended McLaren's 26-year wait for the Formula One Constructors' Championship title as he won the season-ending Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on Sunday. The Constructors' title was the first for McLaren since 1998. That 26-year gap between championships is a record interval for a constructor. There was drama at the start as champion Max Verstappen collided with Oscar Piastri's second-place McLaren at the first corner, sending both cars into a spin. With Piastri dropping to the back of the field, McLaren's title hopes depended on race leader Lando Norris. Norris held on for the win, with Ferrari's Carlos Sainz Jr. in second and Charles Leclerc surging up to third, all the way from 19th on the grid. While Sainz did not get close enough to try to overtake Norris, it was a tense finish for McLaren chief executive Zak Brown, aware that any technical fault on the car would have handed the title to Ferrari.
I'm just happy for the team. You know, it's a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of hours goes into achieving something like this. A lot of years goes into achieving something like this. Is not a small feat. This is huge for everyone. So it's a historic moment, and for me to be a part of that is something I'll remember forever.